ISSATALK is a Filipino podcast based here in Cebu City by your host, Issaplease. This podcast focuses on pop culture, growing up as a millennial, a woman, a creative, a creator, a business owner, and everything in between. I hope you like this podcast enough to subscribe and to add us to your playlist. Here's the episode. Hey, what is up, everyone? It is me, Issaplease, in the flesh, finally, after 2 motherfucking years. Woot woot! Oh my god, guys, it's been a minute since I've been on this thing, hasn't it? I know I have a lot of explaining to do, but you know what, guys? The point is, we're back. We are back, ready to attack all that shit in between, and I really missed you guys. So, man, I'm so freaking rusty. I don't know where to begin, but I'm your host, Issa Please, Issa Perez, now Issa Gandionco. I am the host of this podcast, ISSATALK, and we're missing an S in the title, but I'll talk about that in a little bit. But basically, I'm Issa. I am your host. I've been hosting this podcast for the last 3, I think almost 4 years. I went away for a little bit and now we're back, and well, we have a lot of things to catch up on. Thank you to everyone who stayed loyal, who replayed all the past episodes, for those who reached out and were like, girl, when are you gonna get on your ass and start working again? Well, you know what? Your badgering worked. I'm back. What else do you guys want? I can't believe it, guys. I am currently sitting in a new room that you guys have probably never seen unless like you're on my YouTube channel, but not even. Sitting in a new room, and it's hot as hell. I didn't even turn the AC on, so because I wanted this episode to be perfect. But yeah, where do I begin? So I don't even geez, my words are everywhere. But basically, I am your host. I've always been your host, and I'm back, and we are doing ISSATALK again. Not Issa Talks, ISSATALK. Like, you know, if you're a Gen Z, it's ISSATALK. Yeah, so where have I been for the last 2 years, and what made me decide to get off my lazy ass and to actually start recording again? Let me explain it to you. I actually had to backtrack and ask myself when the last episode of this video or of this podcast was, and it was back in, I already forgot. I think it was back in March of 2018. Damn, that was a long time ago. Yeah, it was back in March 2018, and that last episode was with my mom. It was called Drunken Mother. All you have to do is just backtrack, scroll down. It's right there. And then I came back for a little bit and just did an episode of my international podcast segment, which, by the way, I still think that I did not deserve to do, but I took it anyways, and well, you know what? I didn't take it last year. Julian Sibby did it, so go check him out. But yeah, that was my last episode, and I forgot if I was already engaged the time we did it. When did I get engaged? Point is, I got engaged sometime of that year. I seriously think it was that year. Anyways, so I got engaged, right? And that was just a lot for me, and I knew that there was just so much work that had to be done. So let's blame the engagement first and foremost. Let's blame Paulo for putting a ring on it, because I just had to do so much at the time, and so wedding planning was not easy. That was also if it was, I'm just trying to think of so many lies and reasons to tell you guys why I stopped doing the podcast, but the real reason was because I got so tired of doing the podcast. I don't know if you guys realize how much work it was to actually produce each and every segment live for Facebook. So if you guys are listening to this on audio, I used to do the podcast live on Facebook every single Sunday at 10 o'clock to 11. We used to live in this really small apartment, which, by the way, I still love. We used to live in a really tiny apartment, and we had an extra bedroom that I converted into an office. I would shoot there. I would do all the podcasts there. I remember every single night, without any excuse. Well, I missed a couple episodes, but every single night or every single Sunday night, we would have to rush home, whether we were drunk or out or whatever the reason was. We would come home and just like set up that room, get all the wires all the way in. I had to learn so much technical stuff just to produce that, because I had like 3 setups, 3 microphones. No, I only had 2 microphones. But basically, it was just like, after a while of having to figure out who you're going to talk to live every Sunday gets really tiring. And I think that I really just like lost interest. Like, I was doing really well on it. Honestly, I think that that podcast and doing it live really did put me up there. But at the same time, I was just like, I was so tired and there was just no break. So I was like, you know what? I'm tired. I need a break. And one thing led to another, and 2 years later, it's been 2 years later, guys. Honestly, I feel so guilty about it, but hey, it is what it is. Life happened. So in the 2 years, interestingly enough, I got married. So if you don't remember Paulo, he's actually been a guest in a couple of episodes. He put a ring on it. He got down on one knee, asked me to marry him, and I said yes. And now we are wed. I am now a Mrs. And I mean, we got married, and like the whole wedding was just like a year and a half of planning, and I just didn't want to do a podcast then. I should have, though, because I needed more money for that wedding. But anyways, well, we got married. That's the whole point. And what did I do? Yeah, we moved houses, guys. So I did a house tour. I bet if you're on the podcast, you probably don't care about my YouTube channel. But if you wanted to see that old house where we used to record every single podcast, every single Sunday, you can go on my house tour. I'll leave it in the description thing of this podcast. I don't even know the terminology anymore, but so we moved houses, and I basically lost my recording space because my sister took the guest room that we had, and it was just like a lot of reasons to not want to do the podcast. I was tired. I lost my space. I was going through a bunch of like business decisions, which we could probably talk about in a later episode. I was gonna renovate my office, so I had a place to podcast, but then that never happened as I decided to close down my business. So yeah, like life really just happened for me, and I just had to take a step back and just like, I can't do everything. So I just decided to go on a bunch of other podcasts, and I'll try to find all the show links to that so you can go check it out. But I went on like Julian Sibby's, I went on Carlo Villarica's, I went on Jiggy Jr.'s, I went on another podcast with Joseph Libero, yeah, that's his name. And I just did those, and I just took a step back from the podcasting world. It was pretty good. It was fun to see everyone grow, and to like, I don't know if I played a part in any of their growth, but like it was just fun to be a part of it, you know. And then last year, so this is something really big that happened in my life. And last year, if you guys are wondering what that was, I'm not gonna cut it out, but I have like this automatic spray. It just goes off every 30 minutes, so that's like my 30-minute cue. But anyways, last year around September or August, I launched my own show, which is under By TV, and that is called By Hana. So if you're from the Philippines or if you're from Cebu, By Hana means girl. My show is obviously about women or being a girl because it's called By Hana. And so what happened was, let me just backtrack a little bit. I stopped doing the podcast. I was looking for something new to do. Started a show called I Bilat, which translates to Oh Vagina. Believe me, guys, like it's pretty chill. It's pretty fun. But I started I Bilat, and that was just like the show for just women's health, you know. I made use of my college degree. I'm a nurse. And I was like, okay, let's do this. I got invited to my first TED Talk. So your girl did a TED Talk. I'm quite proud of that. I don't know where the footage is. Never heard back from the dudes again, but that's fine. And I did my first TED Talk. That was amazing. And, you know, because I felt the need to like just level that up, I went up to the producers or my current management now, who coincidentally also wanted to offer me a job and B, a show slot. And they wanted to give me like this other show. It was called like Issaplease. It was just like this thing where I was like basically like the TMZ of Cebu. And I turned that down and I was like, hey, you know what? I don't want to do that. I would rather have you guys take my previous show, which was I Bilat, and like let's just magnify that by like a gajillion. And they're like, cool, okay, if that's what you want to do, let's do it. And so I got on board. Now I'm on By TV and they have a show for me. And my show is called By Hana, and that comes out every Wednesday at 7 o'clock. So if you have the time, please do check it out. I did like some crazy, insane shit. Like that show has only been out for 6 months, but I've already like, I peed standing up. I showed my what did I show? I showed my menstrual blood. I went around without a bra for a week. I went around without underwear for a week. I just did like a bunch of crazy shit on there. And you know, like the whole point of me doing that wasn't just for clout, but it was really like to show people that, hey, you know, this is me. This is what I'm doing. There's an underlying reason for every single thing that I am doing. And I think that has been pretty amazing over the past few months, like the past few months has been really amazing. And that got me slots on radio shows and all that shit, and I've been really grateful for it. But there was still something missing for me. I really miss doing the podcast, guys, because you know, when I'm on the podcast, I don't have to really care about what I'm talking about. I obviously don't filter this, so I'm just sitting down, talking, hanging out with friends, and I've been having a lot of amazing conversations lately, which I just wanted to share to the world, which is really the main reason why I started Issa Talks in the first place. But now I was like, hey, you have that platform, why don't you use it again? And so, bitches, I'm back. I don't know why I keep cursing. I think it's because like I've been like goody two shoes by Hana Issa. Oh my god. But like the real OGs know that like I have a sailor's mouth. So here it is. Yeah, so that was the last 2 years in a nutshell for you. Being a wife has been interesting. Like I've been learning a lot, and I don't know, it's not a conversation I just want to have on my own. So we might get Paulo on one of these episodes. He can like kind of judge how I've been for the last few months. We'll have like a sit down and like an evaluation of how I've been as a wife. So those are the last 2 years. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but there have been a lot of changes on this podcast. First of all, I changed the name from Issa Talks to Issa Talk, and let me explain why. So I decided to change, like, oh my god, it's such a big, amazing change from Issa Talks to Issa Talk. I literally just took one letter out. I don't know if it makes a whole difference, but I decided just today, actually, to change the name to Issa Talk because it's come to my attention that my name is now trending. I used to hate my name Issa, but now it's like a millennial term. It's like okay, if you're listening to this and you're like millennial, it's not a millennial term. Us old geezers did not come up with it. It's the Gen Zs that decided that Issa would be pop culture this year or last year or whatever. So Issa Talks is now Issa Talk or Issa Talk because like Issa is basically Issa, like this is a chair, this is a podcast. So now it's Issa Talk, right? Oh my god, I'm so young. Wow. Yeah, so I just decided to take out one letter and I'm making such a big deal about it. There's going to be posters and I'm just going to rub it in your face. Wow, I'm back. And yeah, so I'm changing it to Issa Talk. And then what else? I'm not doing the live formats anymore just because like I don't have the time, the energy, or the patience to do that. I don't have the mental capacity to deal with all the wiring as I used to. I don't have that kind of enthusiasm anymore maybe if this thing blows up again, or like if I feel like y'all need videos for it, if I have like a really good, amazing guest, I might. But you know, if all you're getting is the podcast, the audio, best believe it's gonna be an awesome video. I mean, it's gonna be an awesome podcast nonetheless. You could just use your imaginations. I mean, this is a creative podcast after all. And so, yeah, I'm not going to do the live podcasts anymore, the live videos. I'm thinking about it, though. I could probably do it on Instagram. So make sure you're following me there. At least I don't have to do so much work. I've never been like the type of person who like rub subscribing and notifications in your face. And I'm not going to start now. But, you know, if you want to, it's up to you. So, yeah, that's it. And, what else? I'm just trying to look at the time because I easily forget. But that's basically the changes that have been on the podcast so far that I can think of. And yeah. I mean, the reason why I want to do live, the reason why also I don't want to do my live podcasts anymore is because I feel like I just like a lot of people also like guests never wanted to come over because they're like, oh, I'm too scared that I might say something on live and I wouldn't be able to take it back. They were so like against that. It was hard to get guests who were brave enough to come on. A lot of the times I had to be drunk to do it so that I would have to lure guests in with alcohol. And I'm really trying not to drink as much alcohol. So so that's also one of the reasons why I don't want to do it on a live format anymore. This way I'm definitely also able to talk to a lot more people and like not have to like force them to come on at that time. So yeah, I mean, like, it's good. I'm happy about my decisions. I hope that you guys are too. There's really not much that you can do about it if I'm being completely honest with you, because in my head it's like there's no way in hell I'm gonna do the live podcast again. So yeah, that's just it. And yeah, I don't really know what else to say other than I am so freaking grateful to be back here, sitting down here, just being able to talk and hang out with you guys again and not really have to do my makeup or, you know, I just have to talk in front of this microphone and feel really good about myself is amazing. And I can't wait to have amazing guests on this show. I actually have a list of people that I want on this show. I do envision ISSATALK to be like this place where a bunch of different people come in as it was before, but we can have like musicians on here, friends, creatives. Let's have my boss over. Let's have my mom. Let's have like people I work with. It's just a lot of things, guys, that I cannot wait to share with you. And of course, it's the same way. If you want me to talk about something, you can always reach me through all my socials. If you want to come on the show, let me know. But as of January 30, 2020, the podcast is back. It's happening. It's no longer live, but it's back, and I'm so excited. If you want to get in touch with me, my socials are Issaplease. I'm Issaplease everywhere, but this podcast is on ISSATALK. My email address is contactissaplease@gmail.com. If you want to sponsor my episodes, oh my God, that would be so amazing. I would love to have sponsors back on this thing. Feel free to get in touch with me and we'll talk something out. Yeah, your girl needs some money and I wouldn't say no to a few, coins. So yeah, that's it. I'm just not gonna talk so much right now just because like it is the first one and I don't want to set your expectations. I would rather just deliver. I just wanted to drop in, let you know that we are back and that I can't wait for this thing to actually happen. So I'll catch you guys very soon. Love you all. Don't forget to follow me on all my socials. If you feel like you want to get updates on this channel, please do subscribe. If you're listening to me on a podcasting stream or a streaming podcast, on a streaming platform, hope you follow me, download the episodes, whatever it is you need to do. I completely forgot. And what else can I say, guys? I'll catch you in the next episode. Bye!